Notts County Talk, we are back live another Thursday night, another Pavis Perspective episode. It's 178 of the Pavis Perspective. And it's a cup preview. George, we don't have that many cup previews, do we? Because in the past 4 or 5 years, I don't know how to put it politely, but we've been pretty poor in the cup, haven't we?
Yeah, that was really polite. I really like the way you put that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's like we never really took it seriously. Even under like the likes of Williams, who would be regarded as a bit of a cult hero at Notts because of what he achieved. You just felt like he didn't really go for it in the cup competitions. But you do feel like, don't you, with Patterson, no games, a freebie or a gimme if you want. So I can see us being a bit different under Patterson, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not going to give too much away. I don't think we're going to go with a weak side. I don't think we're going to go with the weak side in this game. I think there'll be a couple of changes, but I don't think there'll be too many. We'll obviously chat about what we think is going to happen shortly. We've got a Brackley fan on, so doing well in terms of fans this season. Still Oldham, the only side to let us down with an opposition fan. And we'll have Ben on. You all know Ben. Been on loads of times. Was on the Swindon vlog a couple of weeks ago as well, or last week actually, last Tuesday. And he's going to be chatting about the FA Cup, recent history in our FA Cup. I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want to dwell on how bad we've been in recent years, George, because that's not the style. So today's poll question is: which recent cup defeat was our most embarrassing? Now, I know people said Hampton Waterloo, that was a while ago. I'm talking a bit more recent. Someone's thrown Colwell in there. Your options to vote are 2015 against Salford, the televised game. We may have watched that game together, actually. I think we did. That was shambolic. The Swansea FA Cup 8-1 defeat in 2018. That was pretty painful to watch. They had Tammy Abrahams playing that game. The Hornchurch FA Trophy defeat behind closed doors when all we needed was one game to get to Wembley. We lost on penalties to Hornchurch, which was painful. And the Shrewsbury FA Cup defeat in 2023, where we lost 3-2. But any Notts fan know the 3 goals we conceded went viral. And they were bad. That's really the good way of putting it. That's some good vocabulary. They were bad.
Yeah.
They were bad.
What weren't good?
They were not good. They were worse than bad. That's what I'm going to say. We've got David with us this evening, Richard, Royston, Jane, Ian, Pythagorean, Gazza's with us, Rob, Adrian, John, who's a regular, Steve, Essie, who's a regular as well. Thank you all for joining us. Get a few likes in. We'll aim for 100 likes in this video. As always, we are powered by Better Bytes Computers. So use that code Pavis Perspective. And Kev, who runs the shop, fantastic guy, Notts fan as well, which obviously helps, is running some extra discount codes. So use the code Pavis Perspective on refurbished computers and computer repairs. If you are listening back on Spotify, please drop us that 5-star review. And we are 3 weeks away, 3 weeks today, from going to the FCA Football Content Awards. Voting is now closed, but as always, and in the lead-up, I'm going to thank everyone that voted for us as the best Football League podcast. So massive, massive thank you to that. George, shall we chat our opponents, Brackley?
Let's chat our opponents, Brackley.
Let's chat Brackley. Hello, how are we doing, mate? Thank you for joining us.
No problem at all. Boo to Oldham.
I know. Well, the Oldham fan was arranged to join us and then did say he forgot.
Oh, right.
Which I'm going to, we've got him for a second time this season, so we won't, lay into him too much. But I hope this season was to get every opposition fan. We actually got you by contacting Brackley directly, so that is some high praise. They sent us straight in your direction because you were on Match of the Day, weren't you, for an FA Cup fixture against Tranmere?
Yeah, that's when we played Tranmere a few years back. That was during COVID where we weren't allowed to attend. There was a few of us that we'd been watching our home games on ladders, so we'd take step ladders to the ground and watching from the cricket end. And we were going to take step ladders up there, a whole row of them, but we were warned not to, that if we did take ladders to watch the game, we'd be in trouble with the police. And so we had to watch on TV like everybody else.
Oh, I think that's a bit harsh. Surely that's fine.
We had some really good ladders. We bought some really good, they were good on all sorts of standing, whether it was gravel or sand. They were really sturdy. We were so used to standing up on them, drinking Stella, watching the games and stuff. It's great. They were good days, they were, the COVID stepladder days. We had some good fun on those.
Yeah, we watched everything on National League stream, I think, didn't we, George? We tried our best to watch on National League stream, which was a challenge in itself, which was not a very good streaming service. But Brackley interests me. One, because our opponents this weekend. But if you're not aware, and you'll talk me through more of this. I might get a couple of these facts wrong, but when we went down to the National League, we had 3 or 4 consecutive seasons in the playoffs before we went up. You're now in the National League, and like brilliant, well done for getting up there. But what happened the years before? How many playoff failed campaigns were there, and how many COVID seasons that just were ended to stop you getting promoted with it?
You know how to twist the knife, don't you? With your first grade, we had so many playoff games. I think it was about 6 or 7. We lost 2 playoff finals, and losing them at home was particularly painful. And last season was such a relief to finally get up after years and years of trying. When we didn't think we were going to go up, Kitty were in prime position to get up, and then they lost to Southport away, a game that everybody thought they were going to win. And so it was a real surprise when we actually did it automatically, and we didn't have to rely on the playoffs again. So it's our first season in the playoff in the National League, and our priority is to stay in the league after fighting so hard to get up into it. But we recognise that as a part-time team in amongst loads of full-time teams, it's going to be a real struggle to do so. But if we can land somewhere sort of anywhere between 10th and 15th, then to us that will be a fantastic season.
This is again, I'm not twisting the knife again, but did it get to a point where it was like the excitement of the playoffs eventually became like a bit of a nightmare?
Oh, it was fear, complete fear.
Yeah.
There was no excitement about the playoff finals at all. We were a bag of nerves. Every time we were in the playoffs, oh no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. It was just it was a nightmare. We just dreaded them. Even if we were, even if we finished second or third, and so we avoided the first round of playoff games, we still didn't fancy our chances, even finishing as high as second or third. So it was a real, after about the 4th or 5th time, we used to dread it every year. And we knew to get out of that league, we would have to do it automatically. We wouldn't have done it through the playoffs. We just wouldn't have done.
Yeah, but it must have made it so much better to finally get promoted, which I can imagine was fantastic. I've got a question for you then from Chris that says, what's the biggest game in Brackley's history to date?
Now, is that game or gate? The biggest gate we've had is probably the 2 playoff finals where we've had sort of 3,000. Our ground holds about 3,500, and we've had about 3,000, just over 3,000 for the playoff finals. Our biggest game probably was when we beat Gillingham in the FA Cup, going back a while now. But it's probably winning the FA Trophy final in 2018 is probably our most exciting day, our best day that we've had. That was fantastic. That day was.
Who did you beat on that one?
Bromley. We went to penalties.
Yeah,
we scored in the last minute. We scored in the last minute of normal time. Well, Roger Johnson did, but we credit Gaz Dean for scoring it. So we got through into the, nothing happened in the extra time, and so it went to penalties, and we won on penalties. And that day was just fantastic.
Yeah. What's your route?
I've given 3 choices there, haven't I?
well, I mean, they're all good ones. What's your route been to this round of the FA Cup? So for people that aren't sure, has it just been one qualifying round? Because it was that when we were in the National League, so I assume it's the same now.
Yeah. It's a bit of a change for us because normally we've been in the National League North for the last few years. You've normally got a couple of rounds before you get into the first round proper. But here we are, playing Notts County.
Yeah, and you beat Woking. Was it 6-2?
Yeah.
Again,
that was a
surprise.
Game. Well, that was a surprise because we've been really struggling to score goals this season. We're creating chances, but we're just not putting them away. And all the games have been really close. There's so many games that we should have won, but we haven't done because we haven't been able to finish. We played Yeovil at their place. We played them off the park, and we still lost 2-1. And we missed so many chances in that game. But we played really nice, free-flowing football, kept it on the deck, played really well, but we just couldn't finish. And that game was really frustrating because that was one that really got away. So we've been competitive in all the games we've been playing. We just haven't been able to score goals, which is why we're sort of hovering, mid-table in the league.
We had a brief chat before this that if this was an away game, I don't think you've won away this season, have you?
No.
And Notts have an absolutely brilliant home record that we're starting to build. I think it's 5 home wins in a row for Notts. I do feel like with it being 1 league difference, your form away, our form at home, I think it would have been a much easier task. Coming away to you guys, I don't see it as a routine game at all. How are you thinking the game might go? Are you feeling optimistic with it being? Are you feeling like it might be a free hit because you're playing a team above you, a league above?
No, I think it'd be. What I know we'll fight for the 90 minutes because that's what we do, and we'll be competitive for the whole 90 minutes. Our heads won't drop. We will keep going. The main thing I'm concerned about is whether we can actually, the story of the season, whether if we get a chance, whether we can take it or not. If we can get our noses in front, then I might fancy our chances a bit more. But if we go behind, I'm a bit worried that we won't be able to score enough goals to take the game to you. But the atmosphere will be really good because the ground will be full, so it's going to be really compact. The terraces are really close to the pitch, so it's going to be a really good atmosphere from that point of view. Plus, it's Brackley's fireworks night, so all the fireworks will be going off in the second half. So there'll be it'd be great for the cameraman filming the game because there'll be rockets flying off and all. It'll be quite a sight in the second half.
I'm looking forward to it. I was hoping to go to the game. Ben, who we're going to get on later, is going to the game, so that'll be good for him. But yeah, I would like to go. I'd like to tick off Brackley. Would have been a nice ground to tick off, but unfortunately not. Ian asks, will you play a full strength side or prioritise the league?
We'll play a full strength side.
Pretty confident with that.
Yeah. Unless we, there might be 1 or 2 suspensions, but we'll play the strongest side that we can play.
Yeah, I think we will do similar with it being a Saturday game, and we do play Tuesday, but it's at home to Man U under 21s in, I think it's called the Virtue Trophy now. I think, but
we haven't with the injuries we've got at the moment. We haven't really got much option other than to play. Players carrying Eagles. We haven't really got much of an option other than to play our strongest team, which is I think what we'll do.
It should be good. Before we let you go, I've got a couple of questions for you. One of them is, are there any players that we might be aware of that have started to drop down the leagues or have made a big impact for you? And are there any players that we should really watch out for that you really, really rate? I can see you've got, is it Michael Nottingham, who is probably going to score with that name, isn't he? Let's be honest. But are there any other players? I can see. Is it Matt Lowe that's been with you for a long time, but went to Accrington briefly?
That's right. He went to Accrington. He was unlucky because he got injured quite early at Accrington. After starting the season really well, he got a nasty injury and he found it difficult to come back into their team. And they released him and he came back to us. So he's been with us last season. If I've got this right, this is his second season back with us. Yeah. But he was with us for a long time before. He's a really versatile player. He can either play right wing back or he plays up front, depending on whether other players are injured or what have you. He's mainly this season he's played up front. He's played as a number 9. Michael Nottingham, we signed him from. He came down from Scotland. We saw a lot of him when he used to play for Salford when Salford were in the National League North, and we played Salford a fair bit then. Some of our other players you might know about. You might know that Lee Unlove and Callum Stead used to play for us. They play for Barnet now.
Yeah, Callum Stead, brilliant player.
Yeah, he was a cracking player. They're both at Barnet, but they started off with us, so they were with us for quite a while. We've got Jack Price in the centre of midfield, who's he's ex-Cheltenham. Went to America for a while. He signed for us in pre-season. We've got Shane Byrne in the centre of the park. He's played in the National League before with Kidderminster. He's a very experienced player. Those two are likely to start in the centre midfield. Hopefully Gaz Dean will start. He's our captain, who's loads of experience, loads of know-how, and he will drive the team forward. If he's playing, he will drive the team forward from the back. Morgan Roberts, who might be playing, he's played for Swindon. He played for us for a while, about 4 or 5, well, maybe a bit longer than that, probably about 5 years ago. Got picked up from Swindon, by Swindon, played for them for a while, and then he's another one that's come back to us after originally starting with us. He's got a great left foot if he if he plays. We've got Connor Hall starts up front. His brother Lewis plays for Newcastle. So Connor Hall, sometimes you see Lewis comes down and watches him. Lewis always stands there on the side with his hoodie up and he puts it over his face so nobody can recognise him. But when we played Blythe away a couple of seasons ago, all the local lads saw him and he got a pile on with people asking for selfies and pictures with him. So Lewis Hall comes and supports Connor when he can, and his family do. So I don't know whether he'll be able to escape Newcastle and come down for that on Saturday. But I can't think of anybody else that you'll know straight off.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you for a score prediction. It's a tough one. I'm struggling to. We give our score prediction at the end. I'm struggling to think of what I would go for. But what's your head saying?
We're struggling to score goals, so I think you'll probably win 2-1.
Fair enough. I mean, I'll be delighted.
But the 6-2 against Woking was a real surprise. If we can put in performance like that, then we might give you a surprise. But the way we're playing at the moment and struggling to score, then I'll say you might nick it.
Well, I hope enjoy the game. Obviously, it'll be a great occasion. FA Cup, still love the FA Cup, even though we decide we don't really want to compete in any cup competitions in the past 5 years. So if you beat us, I wouldn't be surprised. But we have a new manager in Martin Patterson. I don't think will let us go anything less than full strength. But yeah, enjoy the game. Thank you for coming on, mate. Really, really appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Hope you lose on Saturday.
George, lots of comments here saying, I know it's getting close to Halloween. Lots of people saying there's some paranormal activity going on. Are you okay?
I'm not sure. I don't think. No, I'm not.
Oh, well, something that is quite good is Melanie's got the anagram. It is Gareth Roberts. I believe he played 6 games for us, which is outstanding detective work. Outstanding detective work. We're going to get Ben in a sec, but I'm just thinking things are going so well at Medellin. 5 wins on the bounce. You know, I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying watching the football. I'm enjoying, I don't have to sit next to you for 90 minutes, week in, week out again. It's super, it's a real buzz around the ground. I don't know if it's since you've left or since Patterson's come in, but how good? You've obviously watched all the games because you're abroad and you can watch them. How good have we been? And I've chatted to Ben about this off camera, but is something happening? Is something starting to build?
It sort of does feel a bit like that, doesn't it? It does feel like that big time. Tides have definitely changed compared to the start of the season. The comparison is crazy because going into the season, I was thinking we've had a really bad preseason. I don't think did we win any preseason game. If we did, it was one maybe.
It was
Alton, wasn't it? But yeah, we had a poor preseason. We had a poor start to the season, really. We had 1 or 2 performances where you're sort of wondering what our identity is. But now we're sort of building into a team with a lot of togetherness. Togetherness like you saw under Williams, I feel like. I'm not comparing the 2 managers at all. I'm just saying you're seeing that sort of that togetherness that we sort of felt with Williams. And I mean, the players, the squad and everything like that, and the management team, but the fans as well. The fans are sort of getting on side now with it as well. So it's good to see. There's definitely a huge unity there, which I think was needed because there was a lot of anxiety going into this season from every corner. I think it was a big gamble from the owners to sort of change the structure a little bit, employ Patterson. But it seems to be working, and yeah, I think we said this, didn't we, on Saturday? We feel like something could be brewing. It's early days. I'm not getting carried away with myself here, but the first half of that game was difficult on Saturday, wasn't it? Really, really difficult. I'm sure it was difficult to play in. It was difficult to watch the first half, but then the second half we brought it to them. Something was changed at half time, and we win that game, but. And it sounds like the cliche thing to say. We do not win that game last season.
No, we don't. We don't. Definitely not.
We'll probably actually end up losing it.
Oh yeah, and we have like an extra 15% possession, but get caught on the break. That's how we lose it. Essie says, so Tom, Roos man of the match, clean sheet, see what happens when Summers get behind him. I know you said that last week, and I know, Jordan was on here and I said, I'll hold my hands up. He didn't have much to do. I think the question is, do I still think we need a new goalkeeper? I know you've been asking me, the last few weeks. The answer is yes, I still think we need a new goalkeeper. Right, let's get Ben in. Ben, is something building? Are we going to be in the Premier League within a few seasons?
Yeah,
Premier League. Too ahead of ourselves?
No. I think Premier League in 3 years, yeah.
3? I'd say 4,
but I do actually think something's building, though. I do. Because I think we're winning games in different ways. Do you know what I mean? It's not a rinse and repeat. Okay, you and I talked about needing a bit more from the wing backs, Tom. But if you think back a couple of years, really, we moved teams side to side and get it out to the wing backs. That's literally what we did. We're not just doing that anymore. And the win against Barnet, we stay in games. Stay in games, and we believe that we can get there. I don't know. You look at some of the reactions. Lewis Macari a couple of weeks ago ran himself to cramp, then wouldn't come off until he had to go down again, like he'd been shot in the leg, and then he came off. The pile-on of players at Barnet, I know that's a last-minute winner, and it's been a long time since we've done that, but like there's a togetherness, as you said, George, there's a togetherness with the players, and I think it's coming with the fans. I'm quite excited.
I'm really happy to admit I got a lot of things, like not right now. Look, we're like 14, 15 games in, but by the end of the season, I'll happily hold my hands up. One thing that I did I still kind of stand by my comments. And me and you said this, George. We did a squad video just at the start of the season analysing Patterson's squad. And we both said, if the offer comes in for Jatti, you sell him. Pretty much, you sell him. But he gets 2 goals again on Saturday. And he effectively wins us the game. The second, really good goal. Really nice finish. The first, good header back across goal. Did we jump the gun a bit there, George, or do you still stand by a comment of if the money had have come in, at the time, you'd still have taken it?
No, he's definitely improved, hasn't he? I think we saw a not great version of Jata at the end of last season. I think potentially his head was turned by a potential move. That's just my sort of theory. But at this moment in time, no. The only person I feel sort of sorry for is Dennis, because I think, the form that he was in up until he sort of picked up that little knock, and then Jata comes back into the team. He's not getting as much game time, I think, as he deserves. But it's difficult, and it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. How do you select that? But it creates a good environment because everyone's fighting for that position. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, to shorten it, no, I wouldn't sell Jata. No, thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, Ewan's just put it here. He's improved under Martin Patterson, and we did say that's something that could happen. We did say that Patterson's. I mean, he's got him playing really good. Adam says Jata was immense Saturday, defensive as well. Wish he got his hat trick. Yeah, we have what most teams in the league want, says Dale, a goal scorer. Yeah, we have. I'm not getting ahead because I think football was very, within a week, you have 3 games in a week. Within a week, it can change. Look at what it's changed for with us, with Swindon, Cambridge, and Barnet. We go to Cheltenham the Monday, the 10th. Easily could lose that game.
Yeah.
They've got Cottrell in charge. Easily could lose that game. Bought my tickets today for it. I don't know if you're there, Ben.
I work on Monday nights. I can't get.
So, but yeah, that'll be a really tough game. My favourite game of the season last year, actually, 29th of December, was Cheltenham away, the 5-3. So that's absolutely incredible goal by George Abbott, who gutting that he's got 4 months out, I've seen as well. But injury for Wickham. But yeah, I'm happy with how things are going, and I am feeling very optimistic. Ben, did you say how many games did you say earlier in the season on the podcast you're going to judge? Was it 14?
I said 14. I said 14, and that's why I kind of think, there's something building, because I think a lot of that lack of identity that we had at the start of the season is gone. Like, I know what a Patterson team is now. I absolutely know how we play. Do you know what I mean? I think we've got sometimes 2-3 players going into tackles together. We're winning the ball back high up the pitch. We're scoring goals. Defensively, I'm really hoping Rodders isn't out for long, Although Lucas Ness was great, and we rate him, and I want to see more of him. But McDonald was excellent. He's been titanic for us.
Yeah.
So, Roos is still a worry, but we look solid at the back. We look really strong in the middle, and we're scoring goals. I don't know. I feel like Patterson might have a consistent team, and in this division that can take you quite a long way.
Yeah.
You look at the results at the weekend.
Yeah, I usually, and I said it in the National League, like I don't care about cup competitions when we're in the National League, because our priority was get out of this division as quickly as we can, and I think that's the stance the club took. But last year, again, maybe it was how we ended last season. I wasn't that bothered about a cup run, but I spoke to a few people and I've read a few things. I am, because you get through the FA Cup and get a big draw, that could be a key player in January with the money you've got. Exactly. Imagine a couple of decent ones. I mean, look at Grimsby in the Carabao Cup. They've now had draws against United and Brentford. Think how much money they've made from those two. Who cares if they got battered by Brentford? Yeah. How badly, George, do you want a cup run? I really would like to see this season just take off a little bit.
Yeah, I'd love to. There's actually one of the things I was thinking about at the start of the season that I'd love to see Notts go for it a bit this season in the Carabao or the FA Cup. We've never really covered it. I don't think we've ever covered a Premier League on the channel, have we?
Have we even covered a Championship fixture? I don't think we've. In 5 years, someone correct me if we're wrong, I don't think we've even played a Championship side in 5 years.
Yeah, so for reasons like that, obviously, you'd love it when you like a good cup run. It'd be great to cover it on the channel, but just more for the fun of it as well. Like getting your number that you're in the draw with, and then a big team gets pulled, and then your number gets pulled. It's always a good feeling, and it's an enjoyable and something that we've not had for such a long time. Yeah, I think I fancy it. I fancy a good cup run this year.
Yeah. Second round last year, we went out to Peterborough.
Yeah.
Shrewsbury before that.
Ow.
Rochdale before that, I think. Northampton before that, if these are right. I mean, some of these have some big gaps because, it's just not great reading at all. I mean, the 8-1 to Swansea. Do you know what? In the poll question, I could genuinely have included last year's fixture against Peterborough, because that was embarrassing. That was really embarrassing. We went behind. We should have conceded 4 or 5 early on. They were battering us with their wide players, but we got back into it, didn't we? We took the lead. I think we scored. Kedwin scored, and I think we then scored from a corner. And then we decided to take our subs off. Someone went off injured. The game was a nightmare. I think it was Abbott scored a worldie. It was like that. They were the loudest calls I've heard to get rid of Maynard. I'd heard in a long time. People were like, "What's going on?" It was horrendous. That could have been in there easily, but they drew Everton next, and things might have been different, but we technically missed out on that fixture. What do you think the reaction? This is for either of you. What do you think the reaction will be like on Saturday? I don't think this will happen, but if the team news were to come out, an hour and 15 before, and we had, brought Al Joffrey in, maybe, Gordon is obviously injured, but Cotter, if he's around, back in, and, Norburn, and we take out our 2 central midfielders, take out Jatta, take out Jody. What do you think the reaction will be then?
I think it'd be disappointed. I'd also be a bit confused if I'm honest. I don't think it'll happen, but I think the general reaction would be disappointed in that. What do you think, George?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think generally that would be the reaction, but there's always going to be that sort of mixed bag of people that think, go for promotion. That's our main target and stuff like that. But I think we're in, like, with the squad, we are in a good position to sort of go for it. I think in cup competitions, because you feel like there is cover. if there's someone picks up a little bit of a knock, we do generally have cover. The thing I've been impressed with this season is players that we felt like, what would we do without them? Platt being one of those players that I'm talking about. McDonald comes in and he's just as good. He's been phenomenal, hasn't he? So players that are on the sort of periphery of being in the starting 11, it gives us something to fight for, I think, doesn't it? So I think just we have to go for it.
Yeah. It's 9 days, though, isn't it, till Cheltenham? Because Cheltenham's on the Monday. And we've got a rotation game on the Tuesday where we'll see lots of different players.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's fallen at a good time. But I went to the Barnsley game at home when we beat them, and Will Jarvis played really well. I want to go forward in that competition as well. I think for the first time we've got a full squad of players that can not drastically weaken the squad. And I don't mean this in any bad way. When we lost that awful game where we conceded 3 comedy goals to Shrewsbury, one of my memories is a brilliant goal from, I think Sanderson came on and took one from the edge of the box and scored. Like, brilliant. That's great. But I don't think we're going to see any, he came on as, let's see if he can do something. Like, where's the hope there? But I don't think, we can bring on Dennis now, and that can be the thing. We can bring on, Conor Grant, and if he's not playing, it's because Hall's starting, and if he's not playing, it's because Eo Pender's starting, and it would have been Jaden Luca. Like, those 4 options for me. I know Grant didn't have a great game on Saturday, but those 4 options can start every game. Bennett, Cerula, Jody could start every single game. Palmer, Robbo can start every game. Norburn we haven't seen enough of because Robbo's been great. But let's be honest, you're hoping and you're thinking Norburn could start every single game because he's a quality player. Like, we have a good enough squad now to go in every competition, earn some money. I know it's not likely, but like the EFL Trophy, the Virtue, whatever, that's an option to get to Wembley. I think when Portsmouth played Sunderland, I think in a final a few years ago, it was like 80,000 people there. Like, I think Notts would take, if we got to the final, we'd take 200,000, I think, comfortably. Like, we'd take both sides of the stadium. We'd be on the roof. But I just think we can seriously have a go at a few different competitions this year and not massively weaken the squad. Yeah, Kuyar. You had just mentioned Kuyar as well. What a great option. Yeah, Bennett's great option. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and we can rotate massively against Man U, although we are now 3rd in that group because Barnsley battered United under 21. So we have to win the game, really, to go through.
I think the home form as well, that's one thing for me with the cup. Is like if we got a home draw, and we keep the form up, you sort of feel like, whoa, we might do something. Do you know what I mean? We've got a bigger team. It's like, well, we win at Meadow Lane. That's what happens.
Yeah, it'd be nice as well, wouldn't it? To go into the nest before a game like that, build up the atmosphere. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, you could draw in the later rounds. I mean, when Championship teams enter, Coventry smashing it in a minute. Leicester are now in the Championship. You could get Derby at home. Portsmouth, big teams. Think of that last time Portsmouth came here to Meadow Lane. I think they were on the pitch, weren't they? That's the last time they came because they got promoted. Massive, massive followings. So some huge teams that we could play. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that. A question here that I mean, we've got the team up that we'll bring up, but Callum's asked, do we rotate the goalkeeper? For me, in this game, after 3 good performances, no. If you'd asked me that a month ago, 100%, but no. I think we keep Wilson.
Yeah, I agree. I
think play Griffiths on Tuesday.
Yeah,
is what I would say. Yeah, if there's one player, I'll go George first. One player you want to see play in this game, who is it?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd like to see Dennis, to be honest.
Start.
Yeah, I'd like to see Dennis start. Yeah, I think it's an obvious thing, isn't it, to say, I want Jata or I want Robertson. I'd like to see Dennis start.
Ben?
I'm going to go for, if there's a change, I would quite like to see some more of Maz Kuyar.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. I'm going to say maybe not to start, but I really want to see Will Jarvis.
Well,
there's got to be something. But, if Jarvis doesn't even make the bench for this, that's it. Because he came on against Barnsley, about a month and a half ago. And he brilliant. Got the assist, changed the game. But if we don't see him in any of the next 2 games, that has to be it. That has to be game over. Also, I'm not saying I want to see him, but Traore, there's nothing from him, is there? Anywhere.
I've written that off.
Have you? Completely?
Yeah, I have. Well, I mean...
That's a disaster.
It's a disaster. A really expensive disaster.
You can't even resell him. We'd have to pay someone to take him.
Yeah, because nobody knows what it does. What pitch are you giving with It's like, you know, oh, he can beat a man, or he's really good in the boxes. Well, prove it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I think it's the ghost of Traore keeps zapping George away. Like, he's literally, you mention him and he's gone. He's like, right, I'll take this one. Next time it'll be me. But yeah, that's a disaster. An absolute
really is,
in my opinion. Yes, George Gowen's a disaster, but the Traore is a bigger disaster. I honestly don't think you could go to any club in the National League in that and say, do you want Traore on loan? We'll pay the wages. I don't think anyone would take him.
Well,
It get destroyed in National League in terms of physicality.
Yeah, he would.
Battered.
Yeah, he would.
Battered. You can't put him up top on your own. I wouldn't take him as a National League club. I know that sounds really harsh, but he's had enough opportunities now, hasn't he? Enough big opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the question up because I'm interested to know your answer. We've got 113 votes. Which recent cup defeat was the most embarrassing? I could only pick 4 options. I know Havant and Waterlooville could be in there. Colville. Could have put Peterborough. 37% of people say Salford. I think it was a Friday night game on telly. We lost 2-0. 10% say the 8-1 against Swansea. 35%, so just second place, say Hornchurch in the FA Trophy, and 19% say Shrewsbury in the FA Cup when we made 3 howlers. Well, Aidan Baldwin made 3 howlers. Where would you put your vote?
Okay, not the Shrewsbury one. That's Aidan Baldwin's match fixing game, isn't it? Hornchurch was really hurty. I'd go for Salford because that was horrible and really was embarrassing because the Fab Four had only just taken charge, hadn't they? And it was on telly and there was a massive build up and then we just literally didn't show up and they did us and it was horrible. I hated it. And like so many people, you know, like I don't live in Nottingham, so I've got a lot of people around me who sort of like, you know, Notts are on the telly, so then they watch it because they know that you're a Notts fan, and then you just get turned over. The thing with the Swansea one, 8 is obviously horrible, but we were so close for 20 minutes. We were the better team in that game at Meadow Lane, and so it was more upsetting that we got absolutely hammered at theirs because it was so near. It was so near to being the other way around. So I'm going Salford.
George, what was your most embarrassing of those 4? Salford, Swansea, Hornchurch, Shrewsbury.
Hornchurch is definitely up there, isn't
it? We were doing a live. We were doing a watch along, weren't we?
Yeah, just win that game, lads, and you're at Wembley. You know what I mean?
I don't think enough was made of it because we were National League at the time.
Yeah,
but that was horrendous. They scored a 90+1 equaliser.
Behind closed doors as well, wasn't it?
Ian Birchnell was brought in the day before, I think, but that's zero excuse. Zero excuse. I mean, we were doing the watch along. We were a much smaller channel at the time. We'd been Football League for like 2 months before we got relegated. So we'd only kind of amassed any kind of following in the National League. COVID had hit. People weren't interested. I think we had like 80 people watching the game along with us. Went to penalties. Bear in mind the channel was very small at the time. Myself and George look up in the top corner. There's 600 people watching for our sort of reaction to the penalties, and we missed penalties against Hornchurch. I think we sat there for silence for like 30 seconds. Like we couldn't believe what had gone on. People loved it. It's our most watched live video ever. I think it's got like 6 or 7,000 views maybe. For me, that's the worst. Then it's Salford, close. It was.
I was out walking on the Hornchurch game because I remember you doing the watch along. So I was just listening on the radio. So it did really hurt and I was really stunned, but I wasn't actually watching it. So that's why it just sort of comes down in the pecking order of doom.
Yeah, it was bad. George, what do you make to James? James has said that you're trying to phase yourself out the channel.
I'm not. I don't know what's going on.
It's Halloween.
It just seems to have been happening the last couple of shows. After about 10 or 15 minutes, just seems to just freeze. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone off, but yeah, I've got a message from here from you for about 20 minutes before we started saying, "Is Ben coming on? I'm scared of him." So I don't know if that's anything to do with it.
Did you read the bit in brackets underneath?
No, what does it say? I can't see it.
Please don't read this out on the show.
Oh, I didn't scroll loud enough. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I've kind of spoiled everything. So we're going to put our team together. The team's difficult anyway. Right, the team's really difficult. A couple of weeks ago, we tried this and it didn't work. But let's have a look. So I don't dare do anything to this because there's been some ghosts and ghouls. We've got Roos in goal. We've all said, all three of us, that we keep him in. We've then got Al Joffrey, Ness, and Bedu at the back. Any changes for them? That back three? No. Would anyone keep Macari in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll keep him in. Fair enough. We then got Palmer and Norburn in the centre. I want to just be a bit careful with Robbo because he's missed so much football in the last couple of years.
And he's come off a couple of times, hasn't he?
He has. And Norburn, away at Brackley, should definitely be able to hold his own.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to win some money, yellow card. Put the money on yellow card because he'll
First
do
yellow card of the game.
We've then got Nick Cerullo and Kuyar as the wing backs. I think, again, a little bit careful with Jody and what a player to bring off the bench. And then we've got Grant and Eel Pender behind Dennis. Would you change any of those? Would go Hall? I wouldn't put Hall. I wouldn't start Hall.
I agree.
I don't know. Any changes? Anyone have Jarvis starting? Would anyone have Traore starting?
Love to have Jarvis start, but I don't think he will.
Ewan says Bennett's over Cerullo.
What do you think about that, Tom?
Bennett's over Cerullo?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, purely because I know we're away against the side in the division below us that's top scorer has only got 3 goals in all competition in the league. Yeah. But you've got zero defensive instinct at any wing back. I think I can see why, but I don't think you start with Kuyar and Bennett because if you fall behind, Cerullo to bring on is less of an attacking threat than either of those. You've got to have something on the bench, I think. I think Eel Pender's a player you want in there as well in a game like this because they'll try and rough us up, won't they? I think.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to see Tommy start. I think also Nicky Cerullo might get a bit of joy down that side, and I think he could use that for a bit of confidence because he's just dipped a little bit, hasn't he? He could just, I don't know, he could just use an assist or like, you know, a crucial pass or whatever. A little bit of magic from Nick would make me very happy.
Yeah. Venoms has said even no, sorry, where has it gone? Said he would play Cotter to get in game time. I think he's done. He's not even going to make the bench. I think he's done.
Seems that way, doesn't it? And I think when you look at who's in front of him, I think it becomes difficult, I think, to put him on the pitch.
Yeah, I do. I think it's very difficult. Barry Cotter's last involvement, not in the squad against Cambridge, not in the squad against Swindon or Barnet or Oldham or Barnsley in the trophy game, 1 minute against Crewe, and he got a yellow card. We all know how that one ended.
Yeah.
He didn't play that well then. 17 minutes against Crawley, 33 against Gillingham, not in the squad against Fleetwood or Lincoln. The last time he started a game was Tranmere away, and he was hooked at half-time for Kellen Gordon, who I think scored in that game. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. Colin says, impressed with the graphics, lads. Thank you. We are trying our best this season. We're really trying to up our production. I know we've still got George on, but I mean, we had Jordan on last week, so we're really struggling with some of the content.
You got to be a bit charitable as well, haven't you?
You've got to let Jordan have some time on. I'm still waiting for him to tell me how many predictions he got right from game week 6. That's not my job. That's not your job either, is it? So honestly, please, because Jordan will send, please someone DM him, A, to check he's all right, and B, we need his, I'm not counting up how many he got wrong. I know it's 12. And like we all know it's 12, but he's got to count it himself. Good counting practice as well, that is.
Yeah.
So there we
Keep
go.
it ticking over.
Yeah, you've got to keep it ticking over. Callum's membership covers the graphics. If you know how much these graphics cost, Chris, I won't say it on the show, but it's, a month. It's
7 figures.
7 figures a month, yeah. I mean, Ben's not cheap to get on. Ben charges us to per appearance. Isn't it per minute? We better wrap this up.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot per minute.
We're into the 46th minute now, so yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Ben, you didn't come on
when I'm not actually on, like when the Brackley guy was on.
To be fair. Let's go for our score prediction then before we wrap it up. I'm going to be straight in there. I'm going to say Brackley 1, Notts 3. What are you going to say?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think they get first goal, but I think we just have too much of them in the end, or it sort of gets to half time, we're 1-0 down, and then we bring on some players that will change the game, and then I think we will beat them heavily 3-1.
Fair enough.
I think the defence stays rock solid. I think we beat them 2-0.
2-0. I'd love another clean sheet. Callum says 6-2. Try away with those 6.
That's brilliant.
We're looking at 6 minutes on the pitch at this rate. We've got 2-0, Jatta and Hall. We've got 7-2. 7-2 there. Callum says he'll pay his membership for Ben every time. Ian says 3-0, Dennis and Jatta times 2. 4-1 with 2 late goals from Chris. 3-1 to Notts, says John. 4-1 says Andy. 5-0 says Gaza. Dennis with 2 and Jatta with 3. We've got 2-0 from Paul, 3-1 from Ian, and David says 1-0. I hope that's a 1-0 Notts win. And Ewan says 6-0 Roos scores from a goal kick. Imagine that. I still would say we need a new keeper. But I did say if he's consistent for 9 or 10 games, I will drop the whole thing. And he's been consistent for 3 now, I think. Yeah. I mean, every keeper in the league is going to make a slight error in some games, so I'm not expecting
stopping is getting a lot better. Come on, that low save was quite mad. He is a big guy, and he got down super quick. And there's another one-handed save over the bar that was first rate.
Yeah. John says, will you be using AI pundits in the future? Will's not real. Will's AI. Will's not real. If you watch back, then you can see. If you watch really closely, go back and watch all the videos. Make sure to watch the adverts and like the video while you're doing it. And
these guys are pioneers. Will's been AI for years.
Will's been AI since 2019. When we say we went to school with him and things, but we literally didn't. George created him in an IT lesson in like 2014 with a vision forward of what we were going to have on the channel. Yeah. But thank you all for watching. Safe travels if you're going to Brackley. That goes for you as well, Ben. Make a lot of noise. It's on TV. I know, despite Match of the Day saying it was Brackley against Northampton, it is not. Notts are going to be playing against Brackley. I can't believe we didn't mention that. But let's have a cup run. Let's have a cup run. Let's have a cup run in both competitions. This time next week, come back on the show. We could have got through in this competition. We could have got through in the Virtue Trophy as well. I'd love that. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your questions. Please leave a like on the video. Let's try and hit 100. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we'll be back with some post-match content after the show after the match on Saturday evening.